Good morning, stepsons. How are you this Monday morning? Ready for a new week? I hope. During the school year, most of you are probably in school, unless you're older and you're done with high school. In which case, I hope you're taking some other classes to further your education and your skills. And speaking of education, let me tell you a story I thought of this morning. When I was old enough to drive, and I think it was during the summer, because I had a job, and I think I just didn't want to work that day. I think I called in sick, even though I wasn't probably really sick. I don't recommend that, by the way, but I did it. And some of my friends didn't work. Let me just shove shaving cream up my nose. But some of my friends didn't work, and so I ended up talking to them, and it's like, well, what should we do today? Well, where I live, at that time, fireworks were illegal. And this was probably around the 4th of July. It was summertime. And the state that's next to where I lived has legal fireworks. And so, hey, Larry, Eric, should we go? So we jumped in called it the hippie van, and headed to this other state to buy some fireworks. So here I am, called in sick, even though I wasn't. Not good. We jumped in the hippie van. This was a Ford Econoline van. I called it the hippie van because it had this funky paint job, spider webs. It had 2 bubble windows on the back on either side. It was like a cargo van that had been converted and had this funky paint job, and had a CB radio in it with a PA system. So there was actually a speaker in the hood, and we could announce things and talk and play music loudly over the speaker on this thing. And inside it was carpeted all around and had a raised bench in the back. Anyway, it was the hippie van. So we jumped in the hippie van. We drove the hour and 10 minutes to the closest city in the state next to us so that we could go buy fireworks. So here we are. We get there, and we're driving down the streets. I think we'd already been to one of the fireworks stores. They had a whole bunch along the freeway because a lot of people would drive from out of state. It was just over the border, buy fireworks and take them back, also illegally, into the state they came from or with them. So we're driving, and we're going around town. I don't know what we're doing. We're just driving around town now, killing time. And one of my friends says, turn down this street. So I turn down the street, and we're going halfway down the street, and I realize the cars on both sides of the road are facing us. I'm thinking, that's not right. And when we made the turn, someone behind us honked at us too. I'm going, what's an idiot honking at us for? Well, I had turned the wrong way down a one-way street. Fortunately, no one was coming. I mean, I didn't know the city. We didn't know them. In fact, I think one of those guys told me, well, turn here. So I did, and I'm going, hey, guys, I think this is a one-way street. So we got down another block, and I turned right and got off of it. And we didn't run into any oncoming traffic, fortunately, because no one was there. It's not a big town. And we made another turn and got going, actually, the right way on a wrong-way street. There were 2 one-way streets that were a block apart, and I'd gone down the wrong one. And so a little further down, I got pulled over. All of a sudden there's a cop behind me, and he's turning his lights on. And I'm going, what the heck? So here we are, 3 teenage guys from out of state with a bunch of fireworks we just bought so that we could take them back illegally. And I got pulled over. Well, long story short, the cop the officer that pulled us over was a good guy. You know, first I'm worried because my mom doesn't know I'm gone. Taking the vehicle, she's at work. I called in sick. She probably thinks I'm at work. I'm with my friends, and we're off driving around on the joyride, buying fireworks in the adjacent state, and not doing what we're supposed to do. Well, the cop, fortunately, he just gave me a warning and told me, he says, look, we got 2 one-way roads here in this town, and you just went down the wrong way on one of them. And I told him I realized that as soon as I got halfway down, and so he was really cool about it and just said, you know, how long are you going to be here? He said, oh, I don't know, another hour or so. And of course we left as soon as we got done with that. My friend's hiding in the back with all of his fireworks, and my other buddies across from me, and but we didn't get a ticket. So if there's a moral of this story, Johnny, I'm not sure what it is, other than, you know, sometimes you're probably going to do some dumb things. Sometimes you're going to go have some fun. Sometimes you're going to do things that you're going to realize you probably shouldn't have done. And maybe that's just part of growing up. So hopefully you can learn from them. Hopefully you'll have some good stories to tell your kids when you're raising your own boys or kids. And just don't be too hard on yourself when you do stuff like that. Johnny, always remember 2 lessons. You can succeed, and always remember your stepdad loves you. I'll see you on the next video.